Okay. We're here for a PTI admonishment. He's in DWI PTI right now, and he's being honest and admitting that hasn't been able to stop drinking.
Come up.
In his SOP, so they're recommending putting him into a more intensive IOP program. And he did say that he's been sober for a month now.
What happens when someone in a DWI treatment program admits they can't stop drinking, and the judge responds with zero tolerance and a SCRAM ankle monitor? When a 20-year-old LD faces his second DWI with 2 bond violations and learns that a third offense means up to 10 years in prison, when an assault charge against a family member gets reduced, but comes with a deal that could change a young man's life forever, when a father stands in court supporting the son who assaulted him, and when a serial trespasser keeps returning to the University of Houston despite multiple warnings. Welcome to one of the most emotionally charged courtroom sessions we've ever covered. Today, you'll witness brutal honesty, life-altering consequences, and some of the most powerful speeches about accountability, education, and second chances that any judge has ever delivered. From SCRAM devices to immigration warnings to early probation termination deals, this is justice that's designed to transform lives, not just punish. Let's break it all down.
I'm putting a SCRAM on his ankle, though. Not a good morning. No, this is no tolerance. I don't understand what you're not getting, If we have facilities for you, if you're unable to stop, we're giving you the opportunity by yourself. If you're not able to do it, then we have treatment facilities for you. That's it. Test positive one more time. I will revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. It's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now amending your bond conditions to have you put a SCRAM on your ankle. This thing is extremely finicky, and it detects anything that you put on your body. So if you try to come here and say it's mouthwash, it was a tequila lollipop, it was hair dye, I don't care. Excuses go in one ear, they go out the other. Do you understand? Have you spoken with them to see if they still want to even keep him on?
Yes. So the recommendation is to modify him and put him into IOP. He's in SOP currently, but they want him to go into IOP followed, I guess, by SOP to get it done.
Something more has to happen. He had 2 bond violations while he was even on bond, and now we have this?
And he has been participating in the treatment, and this has been coming up at treatment, and he's being honest about it. Outside of him being honest, this wouldn't even have come up. So I do know that he understands that, and he's trying to get better, and he does report back that he's been sober for a month and 4 days now. So I think he is doing better, and he's on the right track, and I think the IOP will help him.
When does it start?
He's currently enrolled in SOP from what I can tell, so I would assume after he completes that, he'll start.
I think that we need to just kill the SOP and start with IOP now. No, I mean, SOP is obviously not working, right? When did he start SOP?
Let me double check.
So, Felicia, SCRAM on today, please.
Going to be enrolled in the PTI program, and that would be information.
Do we do that through you though, then, Tori, the SCRAM?
We can switch it over, but you'll have to cover those.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's, the consequence of behavior, right? You will be responsible paying for the SCRAM device. I can't pay for it because you're no longer on bond. You're going to have to foot the bill. If you don't pay for it, it's going to go into lockout. And if it goes into lockout, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'd like it on today, though.
Okay.
Okay. So I need to reach out to Ashley to see where we're going to go, because I think something deeper needs to happen, because it's not enough. The drinking is still occurring. It occurred while we're on bond, and there has to be some kind of consequence, So I don't know, Eric, I'll email you, and I'm going to email Ashley, and we'll see but take a seat for me. Okay. I'm not ready to reset it just yet. So let me reach out to her.
You want to reach out to her right now?
I'm going to reach out to her right now. Okay. I know that you guys are now talking about having tiered PTI programs. Is that right?
Goal.
That's such a great goal. We need to. We have this case here where this gentleman is in a PTI. He has 2 BVRs while he's on bond are cases, right? Now gets in the program, now we have more. So obviously what we're doing, it's just not working.
So he's in the program?
Correct. And now we're here on more violations.
And I'm sorry, because I thought he had applied and that when he was
No,
denied.
he's in.
That's not him. About it.
Oh, I pulled up the wrong person, sorry. What's the cause number?
It is. What's the last name again, Eric?
Have it right here. 250-2446. No, see, that's. Yeah, so he had a couple of bond violations. He got into the program. He's doing SOP. And as part of his SOP, he was honest with him and just told him that he had been drinking. And I believe the last time he told him he was drinking was January the 5th.
Okay.
So they filed, I guess, a
You know,
violation on
people
it.
say that, but it's, how do we really know?
Right.
You know,
And the recommendation from the CSO was to continue supervision, but change him to IOP where he can get more intensive treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And judge today is wanting to put him on a SCRAM device as part of the program as well. And he wanted to speak to you about potentially,
how
if
do we
can
go
think of anything else.
so that we know,
So,
you know, because it's, what we're doing now is just not working.
so what I can do is, because it looks like I've received a violation report and just I haven't responded to it yet. I can agree to keep him in the program. At this point with IOP and a SCRAM device. So he would have to turn in whatever device he has now, switch to a SCRAM,
There's no, it's absolute no tolerance.
and then
It's
on zero tolerance.
Mhm.
and I don't care what it is, Eric, you know,
Understand.
it's just, but. And I think that this is a prime example of how we need to have tiered, you know, that it's so sorely needed because, you know, DWIs are not just one thing.
That's right,
One,
absolutely.
and that's what we've been doing for 4, and it's just not right. And then that's why we're back here, where had we probably started out with a more intensive, and I don't know why, because we had the violations in the interim. Maybe the TRAS was done prior to the violation?
And I also don't believe previously that violations were given much attention. So we now have methods in place to better track an applicant who has bond violations so that we can look at exactly what happened with each of those to evaluate whether, you know, we think they're an appropriate candidate, and if so, should we be looking, you know, more in detail behind the TRAS recommendations or adding things on top of the TRAS? So,
Do you mind bringing your client up? I certainly appreciate the honesty. I think that we probably would have found out at some point regardless, you know?
I think it shows that he has the want to do better.
You know, I appreciate the honesty. I really do. I think that we probably would have caught on at some point because you can't just, you know, you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself, right? The idea of this program is for you to better yourself, to learn, so you don't come back, or so you don't make a decision where you create such a chaos where you kill someone, you maim someone. That's what we're trying to prevent with these programs, to give you the tools, to give you the knowledge so that you don't go out there and make a boneheaded move where you kill someone. You know, if you kill yourself, okay, great. Don't leave a wake of destruction. That's all we're asking. It's absolute no tolerance.
Let's pause here because this moment is crucial to understanding what real rehabilitation looks like. This defendant is in a DWI pretrial intervention program. That's essentially a second chance to avoid conviction if you complete treatment. But he admitted during his treatment sessions that he's been drinking. He was honest about his struggles. And that honesty, it's actually what brought him back to court today. The judge's response is fascinating. I appreciate the honesty. I really do. But appreciation doesn't mean leniency. He's switching this defendant from SOP, Standard Outpatient Program, to IOP, which is Intensive Outpatient Program. More sessions, more accountability, more structure. And he's putting a SCRAM device on his ankle. For those who don't know, SCRAM stands for Secure Continuous Remote Alcohol Monitor. It tests your sweat every 30 minutes for alcohol consumption. The judge even warned, if you try to come here and say it's mouthwash, it was a tequila lollipop, it was hair dye, I don't care. Excuses go in one ear, they go out the other. This is zero tolerance, but it's also zero abandonment. They're not kicking him out of the program. They're intensifying his support.
This forth from now on. And I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care what the blow is. I don't care how small. I don't care how minute what it is. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess that's it. We'll
I'll respond to the DWI PTI unit with what we just discussed. And then they'll let you know what you need to do going forward.
Okay, yeah, as far as the removal order, they'll contact him for the interlock and then switch him to the SCRAM.
That would have to come from the COO. I
Okay.
believe that's where it would come from.
Okay, perfect.
thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to ask you one more quick thing. All right, guys, please.
Future dates not necessary?
I don't know how that works.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could keep the same.
Just go back to the termination date.
When
original.
was the
Oh,
original termination date?
Should be in
It
the.
was that placed in October. I don't think it's set to expire till like.
February. Yeah, October.
October of this year.
Oh, so October 30th.
Yeah, so for now, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Do you still have this?
That's the good one.
Thanks. Yeah. Don't even change, don't change the reset. Just leave it as is.
Okay, but I have to change it because today is.
Oh, okay, so Eric, I guess it was the
Back to the original
31st,
termination.
right? Was it the October 31st then? Mr. Manzano, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 15 months. You need to understand something, and let me make this loud and clear for you. This is now a second DWI. You pick up another one, what happens? Right. Minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. And you don't have to be falling down piss ass drunk for them to file a felony on you. All you need, because they're going to look at your record, you get pulled over, just strong odor of alcohol, that's all they're going to need. And then boom. That's it.
Only 20 years old, Judge.
Freaking 20. When was the first one?
It was last year, Judge, in Montgomery County.
Done?
Stop right there. Let that sink in. This defendant is 20 years old. He's not even old enough to legally drink. And he's already on his second DWI. His first one was just last year in Montgomery County. And now he's in Harris County facing his second. The judge's attorney even said it. Only 20 years old, Judge. And the judge's response? Freaking 20. You can hear the frustration and the concern in that statement. Here's the brutal legal reality the judge is laying out. If Mr. Manzano picks up a third DWI, it automatically becomes a felony. Minimum 2 years in prison. Maximum 10 years in prison. And the judge made a critical point. You don't have to be falling down piss as drunk for them to file a felony on you. Just strong odor of alcohol. That's all they're going to need. And then boom. That's it. Game over. His entire life trajectory changes. And remember, this defendant already has 2 bond violations on top of the 2 DWIs. At 20 years old, he's already deeper in the system than most people get in a lifetime. The question now is, can anything stop this pattern before it's too late?
How are you? Even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would never, even if you're 72, get behind the wheel because you're only going to hose yourself. If I find that you test positive while you're on this probation, I'm going to put you in a rehab facility. Do you understand? I want him tested a lot. He has 2 bond violations.
He's got an ankle monitor on him, Judge. And he would prefer to keep that.
I'm not taking it off.
Yes.
Right. You will be required to have the SCRAM while you're on this probation. I can't pay for it though, so get ready. You know,
How much that cost, Judge? $350 a month?
East.
Understand?
Not allowed to drive either. I'm suspending your license for a year.
Yes.
Do you understand? Mr. Manzano, you're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this, undo this. You are stuck with this for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes.
I want you to understand something. You have 2 bond violations and you've only been on bond for roughly around 180 days. Get ready because you test positive 1 time. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Number 1, you're looking at 180 days, but you will stay. It's not going to go well. A minimum of 9 months in a treatment facility. If you respond well to treatment, up to 1.5 years in a facility in the jail. Do you understand? To successfully complete this thing. Has he already done a TRAS, Shatori?
Not yet.
You must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must follow those conditions. Do you understand? They may say residential treatment. Due to the fact that you have 1 DWI, not long ago, you have now another DWI, now you've got 2 bond violations, they may say residential treatment. So get ready. A DWI repeat offender education class, 3 victim impact panels, 20 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. When should I say we get that done pretty quick, you know, because he has a real recent violation. So let's do maybe 3 per week for the first now, starting up now, 3 a week.
You could do more. You could do earlier. Yeah. They have them there.
Well, no. I'm doing this in a specific way so that it lasts for a long time. I don't want you to do all of them at one time. I want to do 3 a week, and that's how we're going to do it because I want them to last for a long time. I don't want you to do them all in 1 or 2 weeks. No. Do you understand? We are going to craft a plan for you. I'm going to have you meet with clinicians. You're going to be evaluated to see how we go forward because, Mr. Manzano, I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is how you look on paper, and it just doesn't look good for a 20-year-old. So the idea is that we craft a plan so you don't kill someone out there and end up with a 40-year sentence because that happened not 3 days ago. Do you understand? No drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. $100 one-time donation to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, 30 hours of community service, and a guardian interlock. Are you in high school now? What are you doing? Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, you said guardian interlock?
Right. So what happens is we have this order that we send to the Texas Department of Public Safety so that DPS in Austin put something in their system so that every officer in the state knows that if you're pulled over, you're supposed to have a guardian interlock. So if you're driving a car that doesn't have a breath test device and they see you driving without it, they're going to arrest you.
He has no driver's license, Judge.
So this is what we'll do is we're now making another condition that he's to get his driver's license. Are you here with permission in this country?
No, he's not, Judge.
Okay, so then he can't get his license.
He'll never get a license.
You need to understand one more thing. You were lucky to be out. You go to jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put a detainer on you. Do you understand? So you have a lot to lose.
You still wanted him to get a guardian interlock?
Well, yes, we're going to do the order so that DPS knows it, but what we'll do is we'll have him with the SCRAM. Okay. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to all these conditions. Get ready, because I'm going to follow what the TRAS says. And whatever it says, that's what we're going to do. Do you understand? Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you.
So just waive his fees, and to me, I don't care about the money. It's never about the money. It's you doing what you say you're going to do and doing it the right way. That's what I care about. All I'm trying to do is prevent someone from dying on our roads, because we don't need it. And you don't need to go to jail for 40 years, because I'm telling you, every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's disgusting. Don't. When it's so easy, all you have to do is one freaking button on your phone, $30 will take you anywhere you need to go in this county. How much money have you spent the last 3 years on DWIs? When $30. Do you know what I mean? Hit the flipping button next time. For the next 15 months, your butt's mine, though. You test positive, I'm going to light you up. Do you understand? All right.
This is a speech that should be played in every high school, every college, every bar in America. The judge just broke it down to its simplest form. All you have to do is hit one button on your phone. $30 will take you anywhere you need to go in this county. Uber, Lyft, a taxi, a friend, anything other than getting behind the wheel intoxicated. And then he asked $1 million question. How much money have you spent the last 3 years on DWIs when $30? Think about that. Attorney fees, court costs, fines, SCRAM devices at $350 a month, interlock devices, treatment programs, lost wages. And that's if you're lucky enough not to hurt anyone. The judge said it plainly. Every single day someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's disgusting. He also mentioned something that happened not 3 days ago. Someone got a 40-year sentence for killing someone while driving drunk. 40 years. And it was completely preventable. For $30. For one button press. The judge also revealed something important. It's never about the money. It's you doing what you say you're going to do and doing it the right way. That's the entire philosophy of this courtroom. Accountability with a path forward.
This is Mr. Strong.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Judge, I believe the state is moving from assault of a family member to a plain assault.
This is a big deal. A really, really big deal. With an assault of a family member, there is an affirmative finding of family violence. And what that means, if you ever pick up another one, you're looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison, because they can use one plus another one to make them into a felony offense. Do you understand? So you need to be very careful. I would say 95% of the people that are in jail now are there because they have no self-control. They get upset, they wig out, and they do whatever they want to do without thinking of, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? And that's what you need to do.
Somebody was teaching that yesterday.
It's not hard. That's what we're going to do now, to try to give you the tools so that you think in the future of consequence. If I do this, what's going to happen? Do you understand? What you're doing now is you're entering into what's called a deferred adjudication. That is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. It's the next best thing to a dismissal, but it's not dismissed. You can't, if you complete it, you can't tell people it was dismissed. You just do the probation, you complete it successfully, and you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand? For you to complete it successfully, you must do what's called a TRAS. That's an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. If they assess conditions, you must fulfill those. No drugs, no alcohol, mental health caseload, and to get your GED. That is probably one of the most important things out of this. Sure.
I am still doing online school at the moment. I graduate this June.
Great. You're going now faithfully? Okay. It's really, really important. You can't go through life without a minimum a high school diploma, because you will earn, I promise you, you will get menial, meaning you won't get a good job at a minimum with a high school diploma. There is a correlation, a curve. The more schooling you have, the more money you make. That's life. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. That's why the more education you have, the harder something is, the more money you make. You understand?
This case just took a major turn in Mr. Strong's favor. The state agreed to reduce the charge from assault of a family member to plain assault. That might sound like semantics, but legally, it's enormous. Here's why. An assault of a family member conviction carries what's called an affirmative finding of family violence. That finding follows you forever. If you ever pick up another family violence case, even years later, they can stack them together and charge you with a third-degree felony. Minimum 2 years in prison, maximum 10 years. By reducing it to plain assault, Mr. Strong avoids that enhancement trap. But wait, it gets even better. He's getting deferred adjudication, which the judge explained is the next best thing to dismissal. Complete the probation successfully, no conviction on your record. And then the judge dropped the education speech. There's a correlation, a curve. The more schooling you have, the more money you make. That's life. And Mr. Strong revealed he's doing online school and graduates in June. The judge immediately recognized the opportunity. Complete high school, demonstrate self-control, and this young man walks away without a criminal conviction. That's life-changing.
Are you Dad? Come on up.
This is Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. The most important thing, I think, is that we learn self-control, number one. Number two, that he graduates from high school.
Yes, sir.
And I will make you a deal. The minute you get your high school diploma, we'll take you off.
Yes, sir.
There's no need for you to be on this thing for an entire year. All you need to do, learn so that you don't come back and get your high school diploma. And once you do that, we'll terminate you. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. We'll waive all your fees. I can't pay for outside vendor stuff. As far as stuff here, we'll take it off so you don't have to owe anything.
Sir, do I have to call Mr. Dixon when I get it to let him know?
Well, no, because we'll have you report directly with probation. You have to understand, though, that you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You're saying you don't want a trial, you don't want to talk to witnesses, confront and cross-examine the people who are accusing you. You can't appeal this thing. Once you accept this agreement, you're entering into a contract with us. This is an agreement. You either complete it successfully, or if you don't, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest, and you're looking at a whole year in jail. You understand? Meaning, if you don't do your stuff on time, if you pick up a new case, if you consume illegal drugs like marijuana, if you consume alcohol, these things will land you back in jail.
Sir.
I'm going to bring you out. We're going to have a hearing. If they prove it to me that you violated this agreement, you're looking at a whole year in jail. You understand?
The smartest thing for me.
Who's the complaining witness in this case?
His father, Judge. Right here.
So I don't want you to have threatening, harassing contact with Dad. We all get upset with our dad, but he's here for you. If he didn't care about you, he wouldn't be here. Do you know how many kids I see here that have no parents here at all? Be happy that you have a father because you only get one. And sometimes they're going to disagree with you. They're going to. It's just a matter of time. But if you get upset, find another release, find another outlet, go beat up a tree. I have a friend who's got a calcified knuckle. It looks like a humongous nipple because it's so big. Because when he gets upset, he goes outside and punches trees. That's what he does. His knuckle is literally this. Find a release, not on a person. Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give you a year. But once you graduate high school, I'll cut you loose. No dope, no alcohol. All right. Good luck, my friend. All right. If you need anything, if he starts acting up, come back, let us know. We'll take care of business. Be nice. It's not hard. Okay, guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
I need you to understand what we just witnessed because this might be the most emotionally powerful moment we've covered. The complaining witness, the victim of this assault, is a defendant's father. And that father, he's standing right there in court, supporting his son, not seeking vengeance, not demanding maximum punishment. He's there because he wants his son to succeed. The judge recognized it immediately. He's here for you. If he didn't care about you, he wouldn't be here. Do you know how many kids I see here that have no parents here at all? And then came the deal of a lifetime. The minute you get your high school diploma, we'll take you off. No need to complete the full year of probation. Graduate high school, demonstrate you've learned self-control, and you're done. Fees waived. No conviction. Fresh start. But the judge also got real about anger management in the most memorable way possible. Go beat up a tree. I have a friend who's got a calcified knuckle. It looks like a humongous nipple because when he gets upset, he goes outside and punches trees. Find a release. Just not on a person. This is a father and son who clearly have issues to work through. But they're working through them together. And that's rare. That's beautiful. That's what redemption looks like.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. You speak English?
Yes.
Okay, you're charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 3rd, 2025, an officer was dispatched to the student-only lobby at the University of Houston in Harris County, Texas, in reference to an unidentified suspicious person standing in the student-only lobby, accessible only by students and authorized staff with their key cards after operating hours. The officer observed the defendant standing in the student-only lobby after the operating hours. The defendant was identified and recognized by a witness who had previously warned the defendant about being on campus after hours. Additionally, the defendant had been issued a previous criminal trespass warning for the entire university campus on February 1st, 2025 and October 4th, 2024. The witness stated the defendant had verbally acknowledged the warnings.
All right, Mr. Okonkwo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to the University of Houston. Do you understand? I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the public. If I find that you are going back, you endanger my public, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand? I know that there have been several issues at the University of Houston. Did they ever find what was,
Not to my knowledge.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Okonkwo? I'm going to have you fill out an application for me. We'll see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons as well. Do you understand? All right, I'll have you sign a reset and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find you a lawyer, sir. Please.
And that concludes one of the most emotionally complex and redemption-focused courtroom sessions we've ever covered. Let's recap what we just witnessed. Asterisk, a defendant in a DWI pretrial intervention program, admitted he couldn't stop drinking. Instead of kicking him out, the court intensified his treatment, switching him from standard outpatient to intensive outpatient and adding a SCRAM ankle monitor. zero tolerance, but also zero abandonment, asterisk. Asterisk, a 20-year-old D faces second DWI with 2 bond violations, learned that a third offense means a felony with up to 10 years in prison, and heard the judge's powerful message. $30 and 1 button on your phone could have prevented all of this. Asterisk. Asterisk, a young man's assault charge against his father was reduced from family assault to plain assault, saving him from a lifetime enhancement trap. And he was offered early termination of probation the moment he graduates high school. His father stood beside him in court, not as an accuser, but as a supporter, asterisk. And a serial trespasser at the University of Houston was ordered to stay away from campus entirely after ignoring multiple warnings. Asterisk, what makes this session remarkable is the balance. Consequences were real. SCRAM devices, license suspensions, probation conditions, no contact orders. But so was the compassion. Every single defendant was given a path forward, tools for change, resources for recovery, and brutally honest speeches about what happens if they don't take this opportunity seriously. Asterisk. This is what justice should look like. Not just punishment, but transformation. Asterisk, now I want to hear from you. Which case hit you the hardest? Should the court have been tougher, or was this the right approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Asterisk. Asterisk, if this breakdown showed you a side of the justice system you've never seen before. Smash that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear these messages. And hit subscribe for more powerful courtroom content. Turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.